Welcome to episode 92 of Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC animated universe co-created by Bruce Timm. I'm Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
And we're back with Batman this week.
Batman!
No more fun movies for Cameron.
You know, I got it. I got most of it out of my system.
You got a good amount of it out of there. Yeah, we're back with just normal stuff this week, which also means just normal news this week.
Yeah.
And this is a big week because at the end of this week, on Batman Day, September 15th, the DC Universe app will be launching.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited about this, too. I think, because we still don't have a final confirmation of everything that's on there.
Right.
I think, at least when it launches initially, it's all going to be old content. I think Titans premieres in the fall.
I would assume so.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if Batman Beyond will be on there, which one would be great for our listeners because it's not up on Amazon the way that Superman and Batman were.
Right.
So unless you own it, which probably most people listening to do or have seen it, no way to watch it right now. So hopefully that'll be up on there.
Yeah, I mean, there's so. I mean, I assume we're gonna get a lot of comics to start.
Yeah, that's the part I'm super excited about. I gotta finish that Star Wars novel so I can read some Batman comics. Actually, no. Some Dick Grayson comics.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a handful, probably New 52 comics.
Yeah.
Kind of going, a few years back.
Yeah, probably New 52, some of the classics. Like, I imagine Year One, Long Halloween, Hush. Those might be on there. Yeah. Some of the big names. Red Sun.
I don't know if Hush, especially, I think they'll probably hold off on that until it gets closer to the movie premiere.
Oh, they might, yeah. That's going to be the very interesting thing is I feel like with the Marvel Unlimited app, I admittedly don't have it, but I feel like it's pretty much everything, right? And it seems with DC, we don't know yet what's going to be included on there. So they could be very selective. They could be choosy about what they do or don't want to put on.
Right. And I feel like they're just going to kind of copy the Netflix system since that has been working and is proven to work. So kind of like it's like before a new season will come out, they'll bring like Good Place season 3 starts at the end of this month. So they just brought on season 2 onto Netflix to get kind of the hype started.
Well, yeah, I guess. No, that's true. Yeah, that has to do with like with Netflix. It has to do with DVD release windows. Like some of their stuff, like it would come on air at the same time that like the DVDs would come out, which to your point is right before the show, the next season. But I'm super excited about it. Also, we got some casting news from Doom Patrol.
Yes.
So
excited.
One of which is very exciting for me, and two of which are very exciting for you.
Who's the one for you?
So Timothy Dalton, former James Bond, Timothy Dalton, also former Rocketeer villain, Timothy Dalton, also former Hot Fuzz villain, Timothy Dalton, also former Shakespearean hedgehog actor from Toy Story 3, Timothy Dalton.
It's like, where are we going? Was he in a Sonic thing?
No. Go away, motorcycle. He was in Toy Story 3. He'll be playing the chief of the Doom Patrol. I don't remember that character's name.
It is a great thing to know.
Yeah. But I
would have that up.
I know the other two are super exciting for you because they're two of your favorite actors.
No, he's just playing Chief.
Chief.
Yeah. Okay. So who's playing Mento?
Who's Mento?
In Teen Titans, Mento was the one running the Doom Patrol.
Isn't the Chief in a wheelchair? Like red beard, red hair, in a wheelchair?
I believe so.
Because isn't the whole thing just kind of a play off of the X-Men?
I think so. I only know Doom Patrol from Season 5 of Teen Titans. So all of my knowledge, it's just the 5. So
you probably know more about it than I do. I know very little about the Doom Patrol.
Well, I know it from Teen Titans, and then they had a mini arc in Brave and the Bold, which was the one that was surprisingly dark for a kid show.
Oh, is it the one where like everyone dies?
No, they let one person die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the villain gets like one bullet off, and it hits a civilian.
Oof.
And they're all it's all of them dealing with grief in a different way.
Oh man, that
like,
is pretty
shit.
intense.
Yeah, from what I remember, Mento led it in Teen Titans.
But his name's just Mento?
Yes.
Like short for their mentor, or
no?
Like
He's sponsored
short for
by
a '90s era mint.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So his power is just nice breezy breath.
He's the fresh maker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time they're not sure how to solve a crisis, they just ask Mento, and he just pops in the mouth, like, all right, I know how to do this now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know how to deal with this runaway baby stroller, or whatever the fuck those stats were.
There's Mento. There's a Last D girl with an I, because different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was first.
Oh yeah, by a long shot. Negative Man, who I love, he's like the perfect amount of snarky
Yeah.
for a character.
Crazy Jane.
Who I don't know. I
think they're talking about making her very Harley-esque, as you'd expect.
Okay, yeah.
And
And then Robot Man.
oh, and Robot Man will be performed by. I'm not sure exactly how it'll be, but
Who will have the presence of
There we go.
Brendan Fraser.
good old Brendan Fraser.
What a man.
So glad to see him back.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So, so we had this talk off air last week because this news was announced a week
Yeah,
ago.
a little while ago.
If it is just the voice, I'm very torn with Fraser because I would love to see him just in the DC universe, just his face. I don't know if
Yeah.
we're gonna get that with Cliff.
I mean, I don't know who he'd play in live action.
So that was going to be my question for you is there anyone you could see him playing, kind of leaving out the idea of if he could lead a movie or not?
Animal Man.
Ooh, that'd be really good.
Animal Man. I mean, Booster Gold seems like kind of an obvious. I feel like
I would love to see him as Booster
I feel
Gold.
like I don't know if he could do Booster Gold now.
Yeah, I feel like right after Mummy 3, he
Yeah.
would have killed it as Booster Gold.
Yeah,
I think he still has the charisma for it, and
I'm
kind
sure
of the
he-
like the
I'm sure he does.
the not clumsiness, but like overconfidence.
Yeah, they're just kind of like the brash, lovable arrogance I
Yeah.
think you need from that character. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just happy to see him back in any capacity. I think.
Animal Man would be good, and then
Who would you do?
I think because there's been talks recently about Tom Cruise being Hal.
Oh, right,
like an
yeah.
older Hal.
Old Hal
I
Jordan.
think Brendan Fraser would be an amazing older Hal Jordan.
I think that could be really good.
Just like on his way out, Hal.
Yeah, I mean, because he would have been a good Hal Jordan back in the golden era of Brendan Fraser,
Yeah.
late
oh
90s,
my God,
early
so
2000s. Yeah, I mean, so that makes sense. Like, 20 years down the line, an older, kind of aged out, a little bit gruffer version, but still got a little twinkle in the eye.
Well, the story that I would love is kind of the Justice League War animated, right? War? No, War is not the right one.
Wars with Darkseid, right? Why are we asking each other?
No.
We don't know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it is War. War is the first one in the New 52 style.
Yeah.
Where they all kind of spawn from there.
Yeah, when they just continue to get worse.
Yeah. I get War and Doom mixed up because Doom is the great one.
Yeah, Doom.
It's
yes.
so good.
Yeah, that's the one where Vandal Savage steals Batman's contingency plans.
Yes.
Oh, it's so
So
good.
good.
It's amazing. I just rewatched that again recently.
It's unbelievable.
yeah, it's fucking
Oh.
epic.
But I love the interaction in War when Hal first meets Batman, and Hal has this like huge overconfidence of like, I'm a Green Lantern, I can do anything, and I feel like that's very Brendan Fraser still.
Yeah,
Of
I
just,
think that
like-
could work.
Like, I imagine him being off planet for so long, coming back, kind of like ready to recruit the next one, and having this overconfidence, not knowing what Earth is like anymore.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's superheroes everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're-
somehow they were always there and just no one knew about them
Right.
when Superman showed up.
There's a fish person, an alien,
Fish guy, run fast
a Greek
guy.
goddess.
Yeah, a whole island of Greek goddesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also Batman's been around for 20 years,
Yeah, but he doesn't know.
and all of his oh, God damn it.
All he did was fly planes.
Yeah, less said the better. No, I think that could be really cool as well. So, but I mean, I guess if we're getting him on the show, the chances are we probably won't see him. And I just don't know if he's a big enough name for Green Lantern Corps. Because you feel like, especially after the last one bombed so horribly, it's so derided.
Oh, I know.
I feel like you need two pretty big name guys to jump in there.
Yeah.
So,
Who would you see as a Jon Stewart?
I mean, some of the names have been thrown around. Like Common has been mentioned a few times.
Yes.
I mean, he already was just like that random gangster though in Suicide Squad. But does that matter? No, it doesn't. I don't know. He could be cool.
It's weird that Common is like such a prominent actor now.
Yeah, I know, right? He's good though.
He's good. Yeah, I
He's
mean,
really good.
One of my favorite action scenes is still the the casual gunfight between him and John Wick.
Oh shit! And
when
John
they're in
Wick
the
too.
subway,
Yes.
and it's just like in between the armpits, like pew 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 pew. It's so wonderful and
so amazing. I know like Tyrese Gibson's been like trying to convince people to hire him for years, and that's just not going to happen.
right. Especially for John.
No, because he shouldn't be a wisecracking guy. Like he should be.
That's Hal and
he should be
Kyle.
like the more stoic, serious one, which in of itself is a fun play on like the buddy cop thing, because it's usually like the older, gruffer mentor and the young, kind of snappy, sarcastic trainee.
Mm-hmm.
It would be fun to see that dynamic reversed of like the mentor being the more fun-loving one, and the new guy being kind of like
we have a
stiff.
job to do. Like, come on, let's do this right.
Who would you want to see? As Jon Stewart.
As Jon Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're going, I can't think of a young. I mean, just because I love him so much, Gambino, Childish Gambino.
Oh, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
I don't know if he's. I mean, he can do serious.
I don't think he has the body, the build for it.
No, I mean
he's a little too lean.
He could get there though.
Yeah,
he could easily get there. I mean,
he doesn't have the commanding presence because Jon Stewart was a former.
He's a former Marine.
Yeah.
Current architect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're missing the obvious answer here.
Taika Waititi.
I was gonna say Little Romeo.
Oh, of course, Little Romeo.
We could just further unite the disparate universes with a Little Romeo, Jon Stewart.
Who's who? What's the actor who has the name that I can never pronounce correctly? He was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I'm gonna butcher this as well, but Jimon Hansu?
Yes. I think he'd be great.
He'd be cool, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think he's playing like the Fish King in Aquaman.
Oh, that's right.
I feel like he has spots somewhere else in the DC universe too.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Who would you get for? Michael B. Jordan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. There we
Yeah.
go. Everything's better with Michael B. Jordan. Let's just do that.
Everything.
Yeah.
Or original Michael Jordan.
Actually, that's what we should do. It should be Michael B. Jordan as Jon Stewart and Michael Jordan as Hal Jordan.
Yes. Amazing. I'm down.
So many Michael
100%.
Jordans, so many Jordans. It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing Jordan sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
We're in. It's problem solved.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can we get a cameo role in there somewhere for Jordan Sparks?
I'm sure she'll make the song.
Yeah. We can get her in there somewhere.
She'll do the theme.
Yeah.
Who would you want for Guy? Mr. Guy Gardner.
Mr. Guy Gordon.
Because I think I have one name that fits perfectly that I don't know if he'd be willing to dye his hair for it, though.
Who?
Mr. Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, my God.
Like, how amazing would
That
Mark
actually,
Wahlberg be as Guy
Mark
Gardner?
Wahlberg with a bright orange bowl cut being the butt of the Green Lantern universe.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely on board for.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, it'd be so amazing. Yeah. But guys, it's the Transformers.
But he doesn't know, because it fits so well, because I don't think they would hand him the script, and I don't think he would realize that he's the butt of the joke.
He's the comic relief.
He would think that he is the hero, just like Guy thinks he is the hero.
I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is the movie we want to see. Michael B. Jordan, Hal Jordan, Mark Wahlberg, music by Jordan Sparks.
Yes.
Let's do it.
With cameo by Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need his rap verse in the middle of the Jordan Sparks song.
He like comes out in like the classic Calvin Klein underwear look, and everyone's like, Guy, put your pants back up. We have work to do, all right? No one needs to see that.
This is my work.
Yeah. I'm working.
Yeah. What are you doing? I'm saving the day.
Do it.
Putting smiles on people's faces.
Like,
do you have any other news?
No one likes him, so he just goes around and just like creates constructs, like forces people to smile.
Yeah.
He's psycho. I mean, we did get our first look at Captain Marvel.
That's very true. I forgot about that.
To clarify, Marvel Cinematic Universe Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Not Shazam, formerly known as Captain
Marvel. I feel
Marvel.
like they've pretty much abandoned.
It's pretty much abandoned at this point. It's just Shazam. But I mean,
just those pedantic people and me from 4 years ago being
Exactly.
like, well, technically.
Actually.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks really good. I mean, all we've seen is photos, but like she looks great. She's in the classic version of the suit.
Mm-hmm.
We got some young Nick Fury, some really well de-aged.
Yeah.
Nick Fury.
Well, I mean, it helps that he hasn't aged since Pulp Fiction.
Oh my God, no! But like they did a really good job for like putting hair back on his head and giving him another eye.
Yeah.
You know, because Samuel Jackson only has one.
Right.
No, like he looks great.
Do you think he walks around with the eye patch on in his free time?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he walks around with his eye patch on, wearing the coat from Shaft with his badass motherfucker engraved lightsaber hanging off his belt.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And then in the unbreakable wheelchair.
In the unbreakable
just
wheelchair.
rolling around his mansion.
And he just goes around just telling people, hold on to your butts,
Yeah.
as he rolls down the street.
Do you think he throws snakes at people? It's
Absolutely.
like, get these motherfucking snakes out of here. Like, that's a story. Like, there's those stories of Bill Murray popping up in people's places and being like, yeah, I do this because no one will believe the story.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want Sam Jackson 10 years from now. Just, like, showing up at a restaurant, throwing snakes on a table and walking out.
And he talks to the Lith.
Yeah.
Yeah. The greatest gift of the world,
Mm-hmm.
Samuel Jackson. No, but like, I mean, the rest of the cast looks good too. Get some Jude Law in there as the, I guess what, Marvel, or most likely as Marvel.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's some kind of space cop thing going on here before Captain Marvel becomes her own deal.
Are those the Kroll we see?
The Skrulls.
Skrull?
Yeah, the
No,
Skrull.
do they have the DVD of Kroll,
They
the
do.
1980s sci-fi action film?
Well, I mean, it's set in the 90s, so it's a VHS
Probably,
copy.
yeah, sorry,
but I mean,
VHS.
they have it. They just,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
it's still popular to them. They love it, absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's where they get the name Skrull from.
Yeah.
There's the nerd with the lisp.
It's Samuel Jackson, in fact. Oh my God, it's the Skrulls.
Yeah.
The Krulls? No, the Skrulls.
Yeah.
This bit's going on too long.
It's never too long.
It's never too
Never
long.
killed a bit.
No, I'm excited about this, man. But we're pretty much excited for every Marvel movie that comes down the pipeline at this point. But
Yeah.
it's, I think this one's going to be a pretty big departure just because of the time period it's set in. We're getting younger versions of the characters. Like I think we were getting Coulson in there again somewhere, which is going to be great. Ronan's back.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, and he
Seeing,
like
like-
because he and then
Because he looks the same, but also like a little younger.
A little bit
but
younger.
the exact same.
yeah, and then I forget what was Jamon Hansu's, oh my God, I'm all gassy. His character called
I do not remember.
Korath.
Sure. That sounds right. That sounds alien enough.
That's either Guardians of the Galaxy or Star Wars. It's one of those weird, or maybe the Hunger Games. It's one of those weird, slightly off names.
I don't think it's Hunger Games. I think I know who you're thinking of in Hunger Games. I don't think that was his name though.
Who am I thinking of in Hunger Games?
I think you're thinking of the blonde ripped guy.
Oh, Finnick Odair.
Nope, not that guy. But yes, that guy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
of.
Sam Claflin's.
Mhm.
I've never seen the last two.
You don't need to.
Why bother? No, I think I'm excited about it. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. There was a great joke. Someone tweeted or posted on Facebook. It was the photo of Brie Larson in some like 90s band shirt.
Oh, it's 9 Inch Nails.
Is it okay? Yeah, in the 9 Inch Nails shirt.
Come on, man.
I didn't see the whole photo.
It's
She's
such
wearing
a-
the bomber jacket on top of it.
Yeah, but it's like you can still see the 9 Inch Nails logo. It's like one of the most obvious logos.
I listened to 3 9 Inch Nails songs. All right.
But you would still recognize their logo.
Sure. Okay.
God.
Actually, no. Sorry. I listened to one 9 Inch Nails song. I've been thinking 3 Days Grace this whole time. My emo phase was like 12 years after yours.
I never had an emo phase.
Chris.
Look at this Teutonic visage. Imagine this trying to go emo.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You missed your chance to express yourself.
It's fine. I'm making up for it now.
But that was the joke of like, we need a good 90s reference on a T-shirt, and then there's the 40-year-old PA on the side who
yeah.
hasn't been able to buy a new shirt since 1998. It's like, my day has finally come.
Yeah. Here you go, Miss Larson. Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was really good. Okay, I have 2 other quick bits of news.
Okay.
One of them.
Sorry, Negative Man. We
right.
completely skipped over. Alan Tudyk is playing Negative Man. I'm super pumped for that.
Right.
'cause it's amazing.
Yes.
Anything with Alan Tudyk just makes it infinitely better.
He'll be amazing.
Yeah. Sorry. your news.
So in the most DC film universe news ever, there was a 24-hour period where Alec
my
Baldwin was going to play a Donald Trump-esque version of Thomas Wayne in the Todd Phillips Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. Too many parts about that are crazy. But then within a day, he then pulled out of it.
Oh, that would have been so good.
It was like just enough time for you to go, what? okay, I guess that makes sense. Well, actually, I could be kind of interested in this. This could be cool. Oh, wait, never mind. It's done. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, take out the Donald Trump side of it, and I would love to see Alec Baldwin play Thomas Wayne.
That movie is going to be so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, they just keep out-weirding themselves.
I mean, I think that's all they have going for them at this point.
Is that they're just bizarre?
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to go see that movie out of just morbid curiosity. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no way it can be good.
Well, I mean, as we just mentioned, everything Marvel does, we get excited for.
Yeah.
I think DC has gotten to the point where we're like, okay, we can't just announce things because people aren't excited anymore.
Yeah.
We just have to give them the weird stuff, and then they'll be curious enough to want to pursue it.
What kind of bad will this be? That's basically our motto now going into all the DC movies.
Exactly.
What particular brand of absurd are they going to go for this time? Mm-hmm. Okay. Actually, I had one other just random little bit of news.
Okay.
I'm sure this flew under most people's radar. But there is a movie coming to HBO soon starring Peter Dinklage as the late, great Hervé Villechaize, a.k.a. Knick Knack from The Man with the Golden Gun. And also, I don't know his character's name, but he was on Fantasy Island with Ricardo Montalban. But it's Peter Dinklage playing... What nationality was Hervé Villechaize? Like...
Sounds
Hervé Villechaize has a very
Spanish?
distinct, like, oh, Mr. Scaramanga. It's a horrible, like...
I assume this is all James Bond?
This is all James Bond.
Okay.
Yeah, like, very, very particular accent. But the movie is called My Dinner with Hervé, and it's about a reporter who spent, like, based on true story of a crazy night hanging out with Hervé Villechaize, who was, like, just, like, this notorious kind of, like, crazy persona.
That
I'm super excited. I'm very excited for
Yeah.
it. Everything about that sounds fantastic. But yeah, I think that's it for our random
news.
Our random assortment.
I could talk about a million random pieces of news.
No,
but
I'm good.
We can hold off on that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because we have to get along to The Winning Edge.
Yes.
Now, did you know who the surprise guest villain was in this before you went to go see it? Before you went to watch it?
Well, once I saw the steroid patches, I had a guess.
The Slappers?
Yeah.
Slappers.
Slappers is so the basic premise is athletes at Terry's school. What is that sport actually called?
I don't think they ever say.
Okay, because
it's air hockey.
Well, it's
hover hockey.
Jai-Lai.
Whatever.
The one I brought up a while ago. Yeah, air hockey. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to keep Googling what's the sport with the giant glove.
Yeah, we're gonna just call it air hockey.
Yeah. With a little bit of like Ender's Game, because is it 0G or less gravity?
It's some weird. I don't know how that's supposed to work because there are times when there's full gravity and times when there's not.
Right.
So I don't know if there are. I imagine there's not repulsors in the suit because like you get knocked into that space and you kind of float around. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's just like because it's not pressurized. Is it just like a giant fan in the vein of like the iFly sort of places?
I think it has to be because we see the door get knocked open and everyone is still floating.
Yeah. I think how it works like air hockey, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's the door closes and then there's like a really powerful fan system underneath. And it's just at that point in the future, they've designed a way for it to like blast up through like small holes on the bottom of the rink in the same vein as air hockey.
Yeah. I'll believe that.
Yeah.
Sure.
That sounds
Science is sound.
plausible-ish. But yeah, a whole bunch of the athletes are taking...
Are roiding up
Yeah.
with these...
slappers.
Yeah, this drug called Slappers, which is the most 90s drug name I could think of.
Yeah.
Because I think around the early 2000s was when cheese became a thing.
Oh.
Right?
What was cheesing?
I'm not the right person to ask.
Oh, so
I know you would expect a white boy from the upper middle class area of Dallas would know what that is. But surprisingly, my neighborhood was more cocaine.
Oh, no, whose wasn't?
Not me neighborhood, like my school neighborhood.
No, you
Let me rephrase
were selling
that.
cocaine to all of your high school.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't do any of it.
Yeah, no one expects the nerdy cheerleader to sell cocaine
No one
to
expects.
the jocks.
Exactly. It's my niche.
What I really love is that like there's all this whispering going on about slappers, and there's one guy who's just like the slapper bracelet, and he's like, "Oh, are these like back in again? Oh, yes, my day
Finally.
has come." But yeah, they're all roiding out, and
Once I saw the animation effect of when they put the sticker on,
yeah,
I'm like, oh yeah, it's a Bane episode.
it's clearly a Bane episode. But I thought it was a clever way to bring back that character, you know, because
and even add another twist on top of it.
yeah, that it's
It's not him.
It's that like we expect it to, you know, him being off in that villa or whatever and just producing all this stuff when we go and meet him, and he's just this really gaunt, decrepit wreck.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. This whole episode is just a massive PSA about drugs in general, but particularly steroids.
When did the big... You're not the right person to ask.
No.
Audience, when was the big, like, baseball steroid riot?
Well, I mean, was
Was that early 2000? I mean, it would have been after this.
Wait, was it Mark McGrath?
Mark McGuire.
Mark was it Mark McGrath? Isn't that the guy from Sugar Ray?
I think so.
I was also thinking Mark McClure, who was Jimmy Olsen from the 1970 Superman movie. Also, the older brother of Marty McFly in Back to the Future. But none of those are Hall of Fame baseball player who discovered for using steroids. Because Barry Bonds is also caught up in all that, too. So, I mean, that would have been, again, late 90s, early 2000s, like right around this
right
time.
around this.
I think
it was like a
listeners
year
who
or
know
two
more about
after
sports,
this.
please tell us.
Right.
Um,
The only reason I know those names is because they were the playable characters in Backyard Baseball.
what was his name again?
Mark McGuire.
Okay, I keep thinking Mark McGrath.
No, he was first baseman on the Cardinals.
I think it was the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Right?
Wait, that
Yeah,
was-
because he had the red hat.
Wait, there's also a football team, the Cardinals. 'Cause the Arizona Cardinals is...
No, I think that's the baseball team.
But are they both? It's probably both.
God. Oh man, my whole family would be
famous-
so mad at me right now.
Famous football team, the New York Yankees.
Yes,
Um,
undefeated.
undefeated New York Yankees. Just scoring all those touchdowns left and right.
Destroyed the Blackhawks.
Yeah, just wrecked them.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, I mean, yeah, the whole thing is basically just like, don't do drugs, okay? But I think it's still... Do you think that messaging got in its own way, or was it still able to function as a good episode?
The very end, I was expecting like a terrifying overdose scene. Because you see, so the real villain is not Bane, but it's Caretaker. Bane was in such a bad state that he couldn't make the venom for himself anymore. So we had to teach his Caretaker how to make it. And his Caretaker was like, oh, I'm just going to sell this stuff.
to kids.
Yeah, to kids, because they'll buy it.
'Cause I got a goatee and I'm cool.
Yeah.
And I like hanging out with teenagers through the window of my car under overpasses next to high schools.
Well, what's weird is that's the exact same scene that Young Justice uses when Lex is giving Superboy the Superman patches. Like, I want to do an overlay, and I think they traced it.
I forgot about...
Because it's the exact same camera angle, same, like, car.
Yeah. I forgot about the Superman patches. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God, that was a thing. I've only ever seen Young Justice once, though. So that's
Oh, Chris.
I know.
I'm sure... No, yeah, I'm sure it'll be on the streaming service.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because they have the next season coming along. No,
Oh,
I
my
will
God, I'm so ready
rewatch
for
it.
it.
I'll rewatch it.
I
I want to rewatch it. I really loved
the
it.
Superman patches.
I forgot about those. My God.
Yeah. So the villain, he puts on like 5 patches to fight Terry, and then Terry throws him into a crate of more patches, and you just kind of see him like bulk, like
Go
get super,
crazy.
Hulk
Yeah,
out.
like bigger than Bane was.
And I wanted a really terrifying overdose scene.
Yeah,
Where his eyes roll back. It's just like you just see the whites of his eyes. He kind of like foam. It would probably be a little too intense for a kid's show.
Probably. But if you're gonna get the message across,
Yeah, I want to see him like foam at the mouth. It's like one
don't hold back.
drop of foam, and then like is just not even trying to hit Batman. I mean, we kind of see this where he's just like swinging his arms.
wildly.
Yeah, and then you just see him collapse.
Do you think that as his torso grows and his upper body grows, his balls shrink at a equivalent rate?
I feel like Bane has had such a long time to perfect this. I feel like he's mixed in some like Viagra.
He's found a way to maintain this, maintain his nuts.
Yes.
Through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a clever guy actually. Like people underestimate what a genius Bane is supposed to be.
Well, I mean, we're basing this off of steroids.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bane would have improved steroids to not.
That's true.
To not get caught.
One would hope
off.
that one of the side effects of Venom, or one of the advantages that Venom has over traditional steroids, was a lack of ball shrinkage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, they probably make your balls get bigger.
Oh yeah.
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 Which, well, hang on, you gotta be careful with that though, because Bane famously always wore a leotard. I mean, there's not a lot of extra room.
We can tuck. It's not important.
Oh no! Oh no, it is. If there's one thing we should be talking about on this podcast, is where Bane keeps his balls.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, he's got to wear some, like. Wait, hang on. Look, I want to talk about this real quick.
Do we want to talk about this?
I do want to talk about this. Like, do Batman villains wear cups under their uniforms? Because if you're like, one presumes that Batman has some sort of unit protection going on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do his villains then also plan accordingly? Be like, at some point, I'm going to get a fight with Batman, and even if he's enough of a gentleman to not deliberately hit me in the nuts, there's grappling going on, sometimes literally with grapple guns. You got to watch out.
Yeah.
So do you think the Joker, like, well, the Joker probably like stuffs his pants with like some weird goofy thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Riddler's definitely an insecure man. He probably like wears a like 2 sizes too big of a cup.
Yeah.
To try and show off a little bit.
I see Joker having the bath rubber ducks in his pants. And that's his protection.
Yeah, exactly. Like an inflatable rubber ducky.
Yeah.
Around his junk. Yeah.
Not even just filling his pants with them.
Like at a moment's notice, he can just like pull a pull string and just
yeah,
it inflates. Okay. Well, Mr. Freeze wouldn't need one. He's in a metal suit. Same with Firefly.
And sometimes it's just a head.
Yeah, the Penguin, it's just a head. Exactly. He doesn't need that there. The Penguin's too posh.
Does Freeze feel, since his body is permanently frostbitten?
Yeah.
Does he still have nerve endings to feel
not.
hits?
Probably not, actually. So even before he was wearing the suit, even if he was going al fresco, still wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Was he the first case of blue balls?
I mean, only in the most literal sense.
Not until 1996.
Yeah, but also, I mean, he's very, very devoted to his wife.
Yeah.
So I imagine he probably wasn't sleeping around. Also, how could he? Like, he's got a popsicle dick.
Yeah.
Like, what? Who can handle that?
Well, let's switch characters.
Okay. Let's see. Penguin obviously wouldn't wear a cup. He's too posh. The Mad Hatter probably just like keeps his junk inside of a teapot.
I feel like the Mad Hatter, just once it would get to the grappling phase, he would tap out. Like once it would get to any physical. Same with Penguin. Like once there's any physical confrontation, there's like, no, you win.
They're not really, not really fighters. Obviously, the Scarecrow just stuffs it with straw.
Yeah.
Who are we missing out on here?
Bane.
Well, yeah, I mean Bane.
Bane.
I think Bane wears. You know what? In the vein of his general aesthetic, he probably wears like a spike-studded cup. Studs on the.
He did in the 90s for
outside.
sure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like on the outside, mind you, on the inside. That would be bizarre.
No, I got you.
Yeah, it's worth clarifying.
Yeah,
worth clarifying.
Yeah, I think we got a good.
Yeah,
good list
I think we
there.
have a better understanding now of the wide world of supervillain protective wear. So,
do you think Wayne Enterprises creates like specialty military cups just for Batman and his villains?
Carbon fiber weave.
Yes.
Strong enough to stop a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullet or batarang.
Do you think Lucius Fox just like tries them out on himself first?
No, what I bet Lucius does is, so in Batman Begins and Dark Knight, we kind of learned that it's the patents that didn't get approved are the ones that kind of turn into the bat stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like in between those phases, he doesn't try it on himself. he leaks it into the Gotham underworld, so Batman can learn the problems with it, so he knows how to make them better.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, do you think that the Bat Cup is temperature controlled to prevent Batwing?
I'm missing the pun.
Well, Batwing is when your balls get stuck to your leg. Like if it's sweaty.
Oh, wait, is that a real
It's
term?
a term. It's a real term.
I didn't know that term.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to have a way to...
This whole suit's got to be temperature controlled.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, Gotham is supposed to be in the Northeast.
Oh, yeah. Very
Yeah.
humid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not even just humid. They have real seasons.
Oh, that's true.
He doesn't have, like, a Batman winter coat.
What's that like?
Yeah.
Oh, but sometimes he does,
That's
though.
very true. Sometimes he does.
Yeah. He's got that sweet winterized, like, all-white suit. The flamethrowers. I mean, that's the Batman universe, but I still love it.
Well, I was going to go with he has to have a way to relieve himself. Same with the way Iron Man built in his own
Filtration system. Yeah,
system, which is amazing. Like, that's such a great Tony Stark thing.
It really is. What would Batman's... Does he just have, like, a catheter?
Maybe.
No, that's too much.
It's
He
too
also
easy.
not only has to be able to relieve himself on the fly, but he also has to be capable of having sex with Catwoman on a rooftop, still in a costume.
Yeah.
At a moment's notice.
Well, I mean, we know that he can just keep the cowl on.
Right.
And everything else can come off.
Right, but I think like he's got to be able to do like cowl stays on, shirt comes off, gloves stay on.
Boots, for sure, stay on.
Yeah, he's
Utility belt, think he puts it back on?
Yeah, I think he like hikes down and then reclips the belt.
Yeah.
He definitely leaves boots on though. I feel like Bruce Wayne's a leaves his socks on kind of guy.
For sure.
It's just wrong. It's just aesthetically unbalanced.
Especially if they're white socks.
Oh god! Like,
no, he doesn't.
Like,
He doesn't own anything white.
no,
What am I saying?
No. He's wearing like, yeah, full on like military grade like sweat absorbing carbon fiber. Everything he owns is carbon fiber weave. His underwear, his socks,
Yeah.
his cup, the whole deal.
What were we talking about?
This episode,
Bane,
I think
yeah.
I like this episode a lot. I think it's a clever way to bring back an original villain without it having being just that villain making a reappearance, like a pale imitation. I even like the subtle nods to like Bane's look, like when the attendant takes off his lab coat, he's just got the black wife beater or whatever on. And I mean, especially when he roids out, he basically just looks similar enough to Bane.
Right.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of like a clever way of doing it. I mean, you know, we got a great red herring in this episode in the form of the hockey coach, the air hockey coach. We assume it's him. It's not.
Yeah, I really liked the parallels between, like the drug addiction look of the athlete.
They're all
and
gaunt
then,
and sickly.
Yeah, and then Terry just being just exhausted,
tired all the time. Yeah, I mean it was and kind of inevitable they would include that element in here, but I did like that little inclusion of his mom finding the patches and not believing him.
And it's the excuse that you hear every kid give.
Yeah, I found them. Like
I'm holding them for a friend. I
Yeah.
found them. They're not mine.
yeah,
I feel like it wasn't pushy PSA. Like
No.
it was just enough to like you get it,
yeah.
but you don't feel like they're force feeding it to you.
Well, I mean, they never gave us a steroid or drug PSA with Batman Animated Series.
Instead of 6 train episodes.
We just learned a lot about the dangers of trains. But
how to live your life losing a limb to
yeah,
a train.
Exactly. You can still be a good person even
can
if you
still be a
lose
priest.
lose a leg
Yeah.
to a train.
God still accepts you. Your brother doesn't, but
Yeah.
God does.
Your brother hates you. God's on your side, buddy. He's giving you a leg up.
Shut up. Shut up.
Did you find that old sickly Bane kind of looked like modern day Clint Eastwood?
I didn't get a good enough look at him.
Okay.
I wasn't paying enough attention to old
Shocking.
Bane.
Absolutely shocking.
Sorry, I was drawing.
Of course you were. Yeah, but to your point, like we expect him to go through a full overdose at the end, and like he kind of pretends like he's having one, and then he fights back, and then he just like gets caught in an explosion eventually, and that's what takes him out.
He like punches a bomb or something.
Something. Gotta stop punching so many bombs.
Yeah. What I found really interesting about this episode is the way Terry moved in the bat suit, I felt was very different in this episode.
In what way?
He felt very Spider-Man to me.
You know, I noticed that too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seemed very lithe.
He did a lot of hanging upside down, which
Yeah.
I think is where I'm getting the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, there's that one point when he, like, shoots a web out of his hand and swings across the city. It's very Spider-Man-esque.
Yeah, lots of red and blues.
Yeah. He had a
You see
whole
him just
different look this time.
Show up to New York.
Yeah, and he was fighting the villain Venom.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he couldn't punch him. He could only kick him.
yeah.
Yeah. Did we watch the wrong show?
I think we might have watched The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, shit. Oh, thank God. It was still incredible.
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson was there.
Yeah, and he was ranting and raving about the dangers of steroids.
Yeah. And why Spider-Man brought steroids to New York
clearly
City.
Spider-Man's doing all the steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's introducing steroids into New York.
Yeah, just to the youths.
Only the youths. Yeah, he leaves everyone else alone.
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man's ageist.
there was the scene where when he opens the locker, he sneaks into his own school in the Batsuit. He opens the jock's locker and he's upside down in the very Spider-Man pose, like knee to elbow,
Yeah.
one leg straight, one leg opening the door. But then he has that nice. It must be very cathartic for him to be able to beat up his gym teacher.
Oh my God,
right?
yeah.
Like, and to get away with it.
Yeah. Because he's a dick.
Yeah,
Both the gym teacher and Terry.
yeah,
Terry's a bit of a dick.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Got a lot of anger problems, and I feel like that really helped.
Well,
him.
he's wearing the studded cup
Back
inside
cup.
out. That's why he's so angry all the
Yeah.
time.
There was a line that I thought was a very weird way to phrase it. Terry says he's REM deprived. Seriously, REM deprived.
You know, REM.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm saying REM.
oh, I thought you were saying rim. Like
No,
he's
no.
rim deprived.
No,
I was like,
REM. No, I understand what he was saying. I'm
Okay.
saying, why did he phrase it? Like, that's not a future way to say sleep deprived.
yeah, it is. This is also the universe they say like shui.
Yeah,
And-
I would say shui.
Would you say shui if you hadn't heard
If
shui
I was in
from
high
this
school,
show?
if I was in high school during this show, like 2002 high school, I would have totally said shui.
Can we send you to a high school now as you are?
I would have loved
And like,
that.
hey kids, what's shui these days? My fellow youths.
I feel like I could make the cheer team instantly.
Oh my God, of course you could.
I wouldn't even try and like infiltrate the popular kids. I would just immediately go back into my old habits of just hanging out with the school counselor, and because that was like I was friends with the school counselors.
Right. I could see you going back
Just immediately going into the theater program.
Yeah, you would go back and pretend to be like the cool gay kid, and eventually you get caught not for being like in your mid-20s, but for being straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I told you there was we had a senior retreat. I went to an all-guys school. Probably brought that up a million times already.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah. And we had a retreat where our whole class goes to kind of this campsite for 2 days. And there's a moment where all the teachers leave us alone in this open room, and it's just an hour where you can kind of talk to your class about anything and everything.
Oh, that's not where my brain went.
Yeah.
Continue.
It's not a 249 person orgy.
Oh, I was gonna just a circle jerk.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Like, let's keep it reasonable.
But the retreat is kind of famous for kids coming out of the closet.
Oh, okay.
Because it's senior year, you really kind of get close to your brothers, and so everyone was looking at me and my friend to be like, it's got to be one of them. Like it's like we know for sure, it's got to be one of these two. And so there's like I could feel the gazes of just like, are you gonna go up? Like there's no one on stage.
By the way, you mean you were feeling the gaze of everyone around you, not the handful of kids that just came out, and referring to them as the gazes.
Oh no, I was.
Which is now
Surprisingly,
now-
all 248 other students came out and made it real awkward for me and my friend.
Exactly. Did you have to stand up and in yourself be like, I know what you guys think, but I assure you,
I mean,
straight as an arrow.
well, what was I'm not going to talk about it. Never mind. Yeah, so like we had to deal with that. What were we talking about? High school. Yeah,
high school. Yeah, high school drug
It
use.
never ends, man.
Never. It's always going back. It's always reliving it.
4 years, you think for sure that's all you have to endure. All the total dicks, all the stuck-up chicks, so superficial, so immature.
What song is that?
Bowling for Soups, high school never ends.
Oh, I mean, I do
And
love
then
these.
when you
I
graduate,
do.
you take a look around, you say, hey, wait, this is the same place where I just came from. I thought it was over. Just wait. Hold on. Just wait.
Wait, did Bowling for Soup do Stacy's mom?
No.
No, Bowling for Soup did
1985.
That's the one I was thinking of. That's a good song.
It's a great song.
Oh.
Bowling for Soup is just a great band.
Yeah. Okay, this podcast episode brought to you by
Bowling for Soup.
Bowling for
fans.
Soup and their great song 1985. We'll put it in the bat plugs.
And High School Never Ends. Come on. It's a great song.
Okay, fine.
There's a lot of great references in it.
I'll add High School Never Ends.
They basically turn all of Hollywood into their high school stereotypes.
Okay.
So Brad Pitt's the quarterback.
Oh, maybe
I've
I
seen
do
it
know this
before
song,
when-
actually. Or maybe I'm thinking of Shania Twain's That Don't Impress Me Much.
It's also a great song.
Yeah, it is. I mean, overall, though, I like this episode a lot.
Great episode.
Like, I didn't have much to talk about it, just about the episode, because it's just...
I mean, there's a lot we could have talked about.
but not much really happens. Just, like, things progress. It's pretty decent. Whatever.
I love the moment where... so Terry gets grounded because his mom thinks that he's on drugs.
Yeah.
So he goes to Bruce and be like, Bruce, can you help me
yeah.
deal with this? And he's like, what did he say? Arch criminals I can handle. Mothers are another story.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He doesn't have a mom.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it ever happens, but I would have loved to see a moment in this series where, like, Terry's mom just, like, goes toe-to-toe with Bruce and he doesn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. He's like, it's mother's what? He's just like, okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, because his
Goodbye.
only reference would be, well, I guess Timm and his dad. We don't see that relationship in the series, but
'Cause Tim's dad's dead.
mom? No. Jason's dad. No,
There's
Tim
no-
Drake's dad.
Yeah, there's no Jason in this universe, and Tim Drake's dad dies. They find oh, we found a body, matching the description in a river somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's right. Okay, sorry.
yeah, they're all orphans.
I was basing it off the comics.
How dare the comics you haven't read?
Yes, get off my back.
Well, thank God. This Saturday, the premiere of DC Universe. Cameron can finally start reading some more comic books.
I can.
You can. But I did like that little moment at the end where, like, Bruce comes along with Terry. And he's like, "Don't worry, Mrs. McGinnis. Here are the drug results. Your son's fine. Don't worry about it."
I erased all the steroid results that I've been pumping into him.
Exactly. Oh yeah, he probably would do that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably not tell him either.
No, he would probably just put it in his, I was about to say Bachelor Chow
Okay.
from Futurama.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why my brain went there.
Did you was like puppy chow big in your middle school and high school?
Oh, like
the food,
like
the
the-
treat.
I think isn't Puppy Chow similar to Muddy Buddies? Isn't it the same
What's
thing?
Money Buddies?
Like when you take Chex, like Chex cereal and you mix it with like chocolate and peanut butter and
Yeah,
powdered
it's pretty much the
sugar.
same
Yeah,
thing.
I think
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, everyone loves that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
It's so simple.
I know. I kind of want some now,
Yeah, man,
man.
I miss high school.
I don't.
Spellbound,
Spellbound.
also a great episode.
It's good. But I mean, pretty consistently good episodes so far this series. I feel like we've only kind of had one kind of like meh. I like this villain a lot, Spellbinder.
Yeah, he's very. It's like obviously I feel like he's very Mad Hatter inspired.
Yeah, Mad Hatter and Scarecrow.
Yeah,
a little bit of
it's
both
kind
of them.
the psychological villains.
Yeah, he's got a great look.
I was gonna say it's very Cheshire Cat inspired.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think that's why I connected to Mad Hatter.
oh,
'cause I
that
feel
makes
like-
sense. Yeah, I haven't thought about that before, but yeah, definitely get the.
Especially in the first dream sequence or illusion sequence, you see him
Oh,
appear
yeah.
from a tree and you just see the stripes.
Yeah, that is a very Cheshire Cat moment there.
Yeah.
I had never actually made that connection. But like I say, across the board, all the villains have really cool looks.
Yeah.
Like I think just aesthetically, this is a great series and a great universe, and I think their production design is fantastic. But yeah,
well,
he's
I think
awesome.
The suits or the costumes are great because they don't have to kind of like be restricted by
That's true.
like any design choice. They can just be like, oh, it's the future, and then that
future.
just resolves that.
Yeah, so it all works. Yeah, it looks like in the future when they have that fantastic like full face mask where you can still see their lips move normally.
Yeah,
I love it.
so good.
It's amazing. Yeah, no, I think he's a great villain. I
Also,
love-
apparently a big movie fan because all of the illusion
Oh.
sequences are based off of movies or television.
Yes, I mean the first one is Raiders of the Lost Ark, obviously. Also, I love that to justify Chelsea in her mind swinging around a machete, they just gave her a hairbrush, like tucked into her waistband for like no good reason whatsoever.
Also, wasn't she just dating the steroid guy in the last episode?
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, he's in prison.
It's true.
Girl moves on.
Yeah.
Who blames her?
I don't.
Oh.
Got to move on to the next jock.
Yeah, exactly. We don't even know if he was a jock, though.
You know.
Yeah, he's probably a jock. Yeah. To be honest.
Wait, hold on. Is she the Summer Gleason? Is she just the stand-in like girlfriend for whatever character they need to have?
Wait, Summer Gleason was the news reporter.
Other one. Who am I thinking of?
Veronica Vreeland?
That one.
Yeah, I think she pretty much is. Chelsea's the Veronica Vreeland of the show.
Yeah.
Also loved in the future they still have newspapers. Because the dad's sitting there reading the newspaper as she's like moving around in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It did seem like an extra step for her to throw the statue into the water, but I guess that way that justifies why it goes missing. Like oh, she threw it away, then like that's why it's gone, and maybe it's part of like covering his tracks. I love his little floating bee sting thing too.
Oh yeah, his weird flying car.
Yeah, like it doesn't really go with the rest of his aesthetic, but it still looks really cool.
Well, he probably stole it.
Oh, yeah, he probably did.
Yeah.
How do you feel with the fact they never actually explain the origin of the technology in this? Does it work for you? Do you feel like they needed to do that, or does the episode just work on its own?
I'm fine with it because we know he's the school psychologist.
Yeah, that was super heavy telegraphing, too.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was funny was his reasoning is so relevant to today.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like all these kids
whose parents, I deal with their problems year in and year out, but they pay their, what do they say? They pay their...
their garbage men more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's got a point.
I mean...
you know what? I'm on his side now.
I mean, talking about our high school experiences, like that was kind of a long-running joke at my high school because I did go to high school in like a pretty wealthy town.
Mm-hmm.
But the kind of joke was you'd go down into the parking lot and all of the like Priuses and BMWs belonged to the students, and the teachers are driving like the Corollas, which is really, really sad.
Mm-hmm. You rode your bike to school, right?
Yes, despite not knowing how to ride a bike.
Oh, that's right.
At almost 30, yes, in high school I rode a bike very haphazardly every day. Never learned.
We just walk it to school.
It was my companion. I just wanted to, it was like my safety blanket.
Exactly.
Yeah. It reminded me of no matter what you do, sometimes you just fail. It was a good reminder to have every day going to school.
Right. No, I was okay with them not explaining the power.
Yeah,
I
think it's just like it's the future. There's advanced technology.
I feel like they cut out a scene that explained it because
Possibly.
you hear a crunch at the very end when the Spellbound goes over the cliff edge.
Oh yeah.
And Batman grabs his hand. You hear something crack.
Oh yeah, like Batman breaks the circuitry in his wrist.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I feel like it was something in his glove that was keeping the illusion alive.
Yeah, some sort of thing.
And I feel like that was a scene that probably explained that and then
I guess like they didn't really need to just because like visually it's all there. Like he carries around this orb and it has a lens in it that just like flashes imagery into your head.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it go into hallucination. Well, you mentioned all of them were inspired by movies. So the first one was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one, well, I guess it'd be like any war movie.
Well, I think it's specifically Apocalypse Now because it ends with the napalm scene.
Oh, I guess it does. I've actually never seen Apocalypse Now.
Neither have I. I just know the napalm scene.
Yeah. How did you feel about the vaguely Asian-looking soldiers that he was fighting against?
Ignored it.
Yeah, I was like,
No, I'm not here for the social commentary.
Yeah, I was like,
Except for teachers getting underpaid.
Here's where we see dating a little bit. Yeah, and then I guess the last one, it's just like general aliens. It's not aliens specifically. They're just...
that's when I was thinking Starship Troopers.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Starship Troopers in there, I guess, because they're very Bug-esque.
Yeah.
I did love that moment when Bruce finally acknowledges the Spellbinder is like a real thing, because initially he's like, Chelsea is just a spoiled, rotten girl, not worth investigating, doesn't...
Well, I mean, I think it's really important because that's who he grew up with. Are those
That's true,
people.
actually.
And
yeah.
so he knows that class better than Terry.
Yeah, that's true. He would know to be like, this is just them being obnoxious.
And I kind of wish they just threw that one line in somewhere.
Yeah, it's
these are what I like. When I went to school, this is what I had to deal with.
But
were these bitches.
What do you think Bruce would have been like in high school? Because like,
Probably listened to a lot of Nine Inch Nails.
he probably listened to
And 3 Days Grace.
so much of it. And then just like occasionally by himself, he'd like lock himself in a room and listen to some Bowling for Soup.
Yeah.
It was too upbeat to be heard listening to it. He was nonstop emo phase, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But
I mean,
he'd been like,
Chris, there is a show that goes over this.
I refuse to acknowledge his existence.
Oh, sorry. So I want to bring up.
Is he already like 18 in that show? How does that even?
I think the
don't
actor is.
I don't want to know. Apparently, they're bringing in the mutants from like the Dark Knight Returns.
I heard that.
It's
Yeah.
such a fucking. I don't even.
There was a.
God damn it.
There was a YouTube parody that I might have sent you at some point. Of there was. It was first started as an animated pitch of Gotham High, which I would 100% be down for. Like, unbelievably be down for that.
Yes.
Because I think it was illustrated in the same style as Clone High.
Yeah. Which, Clone High.
Unbelievable.
That was like what we watched in high school was Clone High.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's Lord Miller. That's like old school, really early days Lord Miller.
Yeah. So there was a
way back in the 1980s, secret government
I wish I knew the theme
employees
song, I'm sorry.
dug up famous guys and ladies and made some amusing genetic copies. Now the clones are sexy teens now. They're gonna make it if they try.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, no,
You usually cut
because-
me off. I'm gonna
because
let you see how long you can.
Because
go
at a
for
certain
it.
point, it goes into like just an indecipherable lyric that no one knows what they say.
There was a YouTube cut of
Clone High.
Thank you.
Clone High.
There was a YouTube cut where people brought in a bunch of live action clips from rom-coms and from the DC films, and it was mainly based off of 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes,
it had
I think I've seen.
Joker.
Oh right, I've seen this.
Yeah, and it's from Harley's perspective, trying to figure out who to go to prom with, and it's like you have the quarterback Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Then there's this like really questionable girl in the science lab all the time named Pamela.
So good.
And it was so funny. There's the dark brooding one who is it was Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Like then Bruce is over there. It's like everyone just wants to know what Bruce is all about.
Bruce's deal, huh?
But he's been talking to this other girl who doesn't even go to our school named Selena. Like I don't know what's going on with them.
You don't even go here.
Yeah. And then of course it's
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger as Joker doing all the Joker things.
Yeah.
It's like, but I can't stop thinking about this Mr. J.
I remember that actually.
It's so good.
I'll put it in the plugs.
Okay.
I'll link it because it's worth going back and revisiting.
It's so like if you have 3 minutes, go and watch it. I think it's just called Gotham High.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
So good.
And why don't we have that show like animated?
I know
That'd be
maybe like there's room for that now on DC Universe.
Yeah.
Right? I think like that's gonna be one of the cool things about it is that there's the possibility of getting some really weird stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because have you ever read what is it, Justice League 8, Justice League 6? It's a fan comic that's been going on for years, and it's Justice League but as preschoolers.
Oh,
and it's so adorable.
I've seen some of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been following it since for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
now.
it's like doesn't like Wonder Woman have like an invisible wagon or something like that instead of the invisible jet? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really adorable.
And she carries a jump rope with her.
Yes.
Batman is just like, I mean, he's like a happier Batman.
Yeah.
But they're all just so adorable.
I mean, this all just like ties into that great episode of JLU where they'll become kids again.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, there's that really sad moment at the end too. It's like, oh, didn't it feel good to be a kid again? And Bruce is just like, I haven't been a kid since I was 8 years old. And everyone's like, well, okay.
Well, you know, Bruce, my parents died too. You don't see me complaining about it, says Superman.
Oh God, Bruce, what a fucking buzzkill.
How would Alfred feel hearing you talk about this?
Yeah, right? Master Wayne. Real tear. But no, I mean, it's always fun to see the villains like tie into the high school environment. So of course he's like using the kids to figure out whose parents have stuff they can go ahead and steal. Mm-hmm. And I do love when he's leaving to go to the wedding and Bruce's like, oh, you're gonna suit up? Like, oh, I had a different idea in mind.
Yeah.
Got this like this Shui retro jacket. Who's DG? And I just wanted to yell, Dolce & Gabbana, you stupid bitch.
I was trying to think of another DG and I couldn't think of anything.
But no, I think that I don't like the design of that alien world. It's a little bit too Superman the Animated Series, just kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's two things that I thought were interesting about that. One is I feel like it really undercuts Spellbinder's MO if he's seen in public.
Yeah.
Which, like, the whole point is that he operates in such a surreptitious manner. All of a sudden now there's this guy in this spiral suit floating around this like massive bee's asshole.
I think it would have been better
stuff.
if instead of attacking at the reception, they attacked at the wedding. And it'd be like, as she was waiting to walk down the aisle, that's when he hit her.
Yeah, that probably would have made more sense. He's a little too exposed.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite part of that, though, is when Terry gets hit with the flash and he jumps and he's diving. When he comes to, he tries to recover and he crashes and he like shreds open the suit.
Yeah.
And you get to see all of the red circuitry underneath it. That's just a really cool look.
Yeah.
To see the suit battle damage, remember like, oh right, yeah, like it's all powered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all tech.
Yeah. That's a really cool moment.
Yeah.
Um,
there was a background character that I don't know if you caught her, who looked exactly like Livewire's daughter. She was dressed in all black and she had this super spiky bright purple hair.
I do kind of recall that. Yeah.
She's only in the background for like 3 seconds, but I thought I should bring that up.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's probably a little nod they threw in there.
Mm-hmm.
I also love when.
Supermarket sweep. God,
Yes,
so
I was just gonna say
good.
when Terry gets hit again, he goes to Bruce's house and he imagines he's doing supermarket sweep.
Yeah,
which is just fucking amazing.
It's so good.
It's like one of those.
Is there a more middle class show?
No.
Than Supermarket Sweep?
No, I mean it's like it's the most. Like that's one of those things you forget exists until you get some sort of reference like this. You're like, oh my god, that was a fucking thing.
Yeah.
What a throwback.
Yeah. That's also a show I didn't realize was as young as it is. Like when you say Supermarket Sweep, I imagine 60s, 70s game show.
Yeah, but I think it was a 90s
that
thing.
show, I looked it up. It ran from 91 to 2005. Yeah.
That's
like
a lot.
That's like when you hear King of the Hill was 12 seasons.
I thought it was 12
It was 12 seasons.
What?
Yeah, it didn't end until 2009.
That's insane.
That's unbelievable, right?
Man, how low is that viewership those last few seasons, though? Jesus.
I know.
Like, I mean, how do you... Because that is well into the Family Guy era. I mean, Simpsons is really going on at that point. Like, you got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to go on.
But you go back... I went back to that show, and it's so
really
good.
I never really watched it.
It feels like... It's like an older Bob's Burgers. Cause it's that humor.
Yeah, a little bit.
They do their best to, because this was part of my final thesis in college.
Mm-hmm.
You have the spectrum of adult animated comedies, and Simpsons started off as the only one on the spectrum.
Right.
And then you had kind of Beavis and Butthead come in and be a little more extreme. I mean, that's not really adult, but yeah. I'm gonna throw that one in there. You had King of the Hill come in.
Ren and Stimpy.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Katz.
I don't remember that. I remember The Critic.
The Critic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Katz was in a similar, like, very kind of choppy, wavy, weird animation style.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if we stick to just like the adult, like the family ones.
Yeah.
So you had Simpsons on this line. And then you had Family Guy and King of the Hill kind of come in at the same times, and they were the opposite poles.
Yeah.
You had the family friendly, and then you had the dirtiest, like not even family friendly.
Yeah.
But still on the spectrum. And then Simpsons sitting in the middle.
Sure.
And then you keep filling that line with new shows, and I always feel like King of the Hill and Bob's Burgers are sitting at that perfect like spot for family friendly.
Yeah, because they're very sweet, and the jokes, the more inappropriate jokes, are a little more subtle.
Yeah,
and a little more playful.
Mm-hmm.
Bob's Burgers is my favorite of all of them.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah. Ooh.
I put it above Archer.
Well, no, that's not the same thing though.
That's true.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like Futurama.
Oh yeah.
I mean Futurama above all else, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Archer and Bob's obviously. Just give me some H. John Benjamin.
Exactly.
That's all I really want.
Adult Swim, not Adult Swim, family movies, home movies. That's what it is.
Home movies, yeah. But no, and one of the details I loved was that I liked the use of the vidlink as a way for Bruce to be active especially when Spellbinder's outside Wayne Manor and Terry goes out as Batman, and they're fighting. Bruce like turn on the vidlink so I can guide you through the whole thing.
Yeah,
it was fun to see them work cooperatively like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it feels like he's used the vidlink before.
I think so,
but this was like a full on like partnership, which is pretty cool.
It's interesting that he doesn't have the power to turn it on himself.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
That he's letting Terry have that decision.
Yeah.
He's trusting him.
How dare he?
I know.
Bruce is getting soft.
Well, so there was another moment where you see Barbara in the school.
Yeah. And she kind of gives him that eye, like...
Yeah. Because does she know? I mean, obviously at the end of the episode she knows.
Well, yeah. I mean...
Because that was hilarious.
I think she does. I mean, because we first met her... I want to say in the second episode. We didn't meet her in the pilot.
We see her in the pilot.
No, we didn't see her in the pilot. I think
Don't we see her at the end of the episode?
He mentions take this to Commissioner Barbara Gordon.
Okay.
But I think we actually see her for the first time with... It has something to do with ink, I feel like, is when we see her for the first time.
Okay. I just remember we see her in her office and you see the picture of her dad.
Yeah.
That's
yes, because Terry leaves ink frozen in ice in a net outside her office.
Yeah. Okay.
But they had never actually interacted directly until this point. But I mean, she's a detective through and through, so I'm sure as soon as she saw
who was trained by Bruce.
So as soon as she saw a detective, like another Batman, she's like, okay, well, clearly it's this guy.
Yeah.
And so she knew, but that was the first time they like met. It was like a fun little moment there.
I mean, it's we talk about how amazing they end these episodes with like their one-liners.
Yeah.
And I feel like I wish she didn't say like keep yourself out of trouble, because she does you're his new assistant. Mm-hmm. Yep. Your dad died. Yep. And I want to just go, and just walk away.
Yeah.
It's like, that's all I need.
She can put that math together.
Yeah.
One little detail that I liked a lot, it's very subtle, but did you notice that the future patrol cars basically have like a modernized version of the silhouette of the original BTOS ones?
I missed that. That's awesome.
So they have that general profile, but instead of being rounded, they're a little more angular, but they have that old-fashioned patrol car look to them, which is a cool little nod.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love the design of this show.
I know.
Everything
about this show is so good.
I mean, it's not... BTOS was groundbreaking in its design and unique in its kind of timelessness.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got it.
Yep. But I mean, this is much more distinct, but I really, really like it. I love the aesthetic of all of it.
Anytime we get a non-post-apocalyptic future, I always get a little excited.
Yeah.
Because that was most of the 2000s.
Yeah, the future was still like somewhat hopeful.
There was a movie I watched recently that was like a happy future, and it was such a delightful change of pace.
Oh my god, are you talking about Tomorrowland again?
It's talking about Tomorrowland. No, I'm not talking about Tomorrowland. I think Her is a really good.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, it's not bleak. I mean, there's some depressing elements to all of it. It's definitely not. It's visually very bright, but
it's getting to the point now where that's not a future anymore.
Yeah,
because with the wireless earbud headphones, I see people just walking around with them in their ear, having a conversation with someone else.
Yeah,
like in person. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, we're
there.
We're basically there. I'll be that weird old guy not wearing the AR goggles, walking down the street, trying to engage people in the eye and getting nowhere. On that bleak note, should we do some bat plugs?
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you got to plug this week?
I have a kind of different kind of plug. I'll do my normal plug first. I watched the movie Searching this.
We were talking about this.
It's amazing. It's so good. I think they're pushing it to be more of like, in the trailers, it feels more of like this thriller horror. Yeah. It's not that. It's just a straight up mystery. It has some like thrill moments, but nothing is like, there's no like jump scares. Like if for people because I have coworkers, they were like hesitant to watch it because they thought it was going to be a more horror film.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Just go see it. It's so worth it. I have this kind of underlying joke for it because like it's a great movie. Like the surface is just this great mystery, but the underside of it, because it's all technically found footage.
Yeah, it's the whole setup is it's all done on like webcams. So it's all
Yeah.
seen through the
It's
the
all seen through a
lens.
computer screen.
Yeah, computer screens. I'm assuming phones and tablets and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So kind of the underlying joke for me is you take your parents to see this so they learn how to use their computers. Because it's what it is. It's showing you like
Yeah.
I get a call from my stepdad, be like, how do I turn on the webcam? I'm like, just watch the movie.
Just go watch this. Just here's an instruction manual.
Yeah.
It's an entertaining one too.
Great, yeah, it's a great
Yeah, they'll
2.5 hour tutorial.
They'll
Not 2
immediately
2 hours
forget.
tutorial.
Yeah.
But that was great.
Uh-huh.
But I know we have some artist followers and listeners.
Oh, yeah.
So there's this amazing art challenge that I just saw online.
Mm-hmm.
It's by this not Disney. It's by this animator named Cal Mori, and he doesn't have an Instagram, but he's on Twitter, and it's the Cal Mori's Disney Sidekick collab. And he's made this master list of a bunch of Disney sidekicks from across all the animated features, and there's a few spots still open. So if anyone's interested in this, go message him on Twitter, and he'll add you to the list. But he's just doing this huge collaboration with a bunch of artists.
Oh, that's awesome.
To just kind of draw it in your own style. I don't know what he's going to do with it at the end, but some of my coworkers have been doing it, and their stuff looks amazing.
So LeFou and Kronk, Horace and Jasper.
Yep.
Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yep. Pan. I guess they're not sidekicks, but Pegasus and Phil.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess hero sidekicks
Yeah.
would count too.
Yeah. Abu and Raja. Yeah. So if you're not an artist and you want to see all the awesome stuff on Instagram and Twitter, you can look up the hashtag Sidekicks collab. And there's just it's all just gorgeous artwork.
That's awesome. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah. What have you been watching, listening, reading?
I started watching a show that people have been telling me I need to watch for a long time now. It's The Golden Girls.
Yes.
It is probably one of the funniest
Chris,
shows.
I'm so glad that you finally retired.
I know. I mean, this was inevitable. Like, I am a septuagenarian at heart. I like my early bedtimes. I like to wake up early in the morning, have me some oatmeal. I literally drink Metamucil every day. I was meant to be a bitchy, retired old woman in Miami. Like, it is so much fun. I feel like this is where, if shade was not invented here, it's where it was perfected. Like, B. Arthur's character Dorothy is just throws out the best one-liners, the best zingers at all of her friends all the time. It is a goddamn delight and so funny. And I tell people I started watching, like, oh my god, season 1 is like a real rough ride. I'm like, no, season 1's great. Like, it gets better than this. Oh my god, I'm having a ball with it. I cannot wait.
What is it on? Hulu?
Hulu.
Okay.
It's all up on Hulu. And then today I decided to do something a little different, take a break from watching The Golden Girls nonstop. And I watched the first episode of Justice League Action.
Oh, how was it?
I didn't love it. I think
I'm not a big fan of the art style from what I remember.
You know, I don't mind it. The style is the tone is very different. And I think the art style fits the tone, and like the voice acting fits it as well. I mean, Kevin Conroy's back as Batman, which was good. Pretty much everyone else is different. But like, you want a good example. So for Black Adam, like a character that's normally very kind of like, I mean, The Rock is going to play Black Adam in the DCEU. He's voiced by Gary Cole, and I fucking love Gary Cole. But it gives you an idea of like the sort of tone they're going for. It's much more playful, kind of light. I like the idea of doing the 2 short episodes per episode, like 2 short stories.
Yeah, it's very like reminiscent of 90s cartoons.
Yeah. I think I just need to give it a little more time, give it a couple more episodes. It didn't grab me initially. I didn't think the storytelling was that strong, nor was it playful enough.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a few more and see how I feel about it. But yeah, I mean, it's all up on Hulu as well. It's worth checking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, there's one. Sorry, there's one more thing I want to plug really quick, just because it's relevant to us. Our good friend of the podcast, Hector Navarro.
Oh yeah,
works for Nerdist. He just did about a week or two ago. He put out this great video about why Batman the Animated Series is the most influential animated series of all time.
Yeah.
And he, hits all the notes that basically we've talked about over the past 90 episodes, but in better fashion because he does this professionally.
Yeah.
And we don't.
No, we spent most of the episode talking about dicks.
Well, dick protection.
Yeah. Dick adjacent material.
Yeah. And so everyone should go check that out because he is amazing. If you don't know who Hector Navarro is, he is, going to be the future face of some comic thing someday. Like he is on this amazing path, and I'm very excited for him.
Yeah.
And check him out because he's awesome.
It's great.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
We did it.
Yeah.
How do we end these things?
Just staring at you like, can he do it? Can he do it on his own? Don't worry, I got you.
No, hold on. So that's it for the episode. If you want to find us, if you want to talk to us, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, Spotify, YouTube, at Timm Talk Pod, at all those things. Mainly Instagram because that's what we both use. And I'm Cameron.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautifully done. Yes, Cameron, being Cameron, we're wanting to communicate with you.
Yeah.
How could they find you or your artwork?
If you want to see my art, you can find me at Cameron.Dexter. If you want to see my face, you can find me at CamDexter_adventures.
And you can find me at Lordifer on Twitter and Instagram. Cameron and I both just went down to the Grammy Museum yesterday as of the recording because they had a whole Warner Brothers exhibit. And so
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I was posting a lot of that onto the Timm Talk story at the point of this airing that's gone. But on the Timm Talk Instagram page, there is a photo of the two of us doing the Looney Tunes Barbershop.
Yes.
And there's a bit of both of us on each of our Instagrams.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot more of Cameron because that's basically why we went. I was brought along just to be his photographer.
And
I like to think I did a pretty
sport.
good job.
You did.
Yeah, there's some good photos on there. But it was beautiful. I don't know where that exhibit.
We're working on art direction a little later, but you got a good foundation.
Whew.
I'm saying this to help you improve, Chris.
Thank you. I know that's your primary concern in life.
It is. Because as a man in West Hollywood, I'm not going to be the only one asking you to take photos of me.
You know what?
And I feel like I need to help you now so you can thrive later.
What? So I know one of the episodes we're going to do for Gay It Forward, my other podcast, we're going to do an episode where I learn how to take thirst trap photos.
Oh, man. That sounds amazing.
And I think we might have to have you be one of the guests on there to help. Because you are not a thirst trap photo person, but...
Because I restrain myself.
Because you
But I could be.
Restraint's a very interesting word choice there. But that is not necessarily your forte. Like, that's not how you choose to use your Instagram gifts.
No,
but
not
you
at
are
all.
a skilled Instagrammer, and so I feel like we should have maybe you join us for that episode.
I have a friend I'll get you in contact with.
Okay.
I think she would be much better at that.
Okay, good. I just need someone to teach me how to do thirst traps.
Yeah.
Because I am fucking horrible at it.
I think that's it.
But I think
we made it.
that does it. Yeah.
Thanks for sticking along with this one. This was a fun ride.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.